What's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy CJ, aka the Gym Slasher himself, man. Back at it again for another video. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, man. Show me your heart. Just let me know that you're feeling this or not, man. And I take all criticism, I take all positive, constructive, negative, man. I just need to work. And if that is just to give me enough energy to make sure that I'm doing these things right, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna get right into it. This video, like I said in the thumbnail, what motivational, what's your origin story in terms of this gym and this fitness life? What prompts you to do what you do? Why do you do it? Right? And I feel that, like everybody else tell their stories, I feel like, why not tell my story? Right? It started about when I was about 12, 13 years old. I say about 95, 94, 95. I'm telling my age. Yep, I'm that old. I ain't got no shame in it. But be that as it may, mine started when the first one of the documentaries I watched of Arnold. It's called Pumping Iron. 70s, I think it came out in the 70s, maybe in the 80s, somewhere around there, where Arnold was top of the top. He was the grand champion in terms of bodybuilding, and I was seeing all these guys in there, man. Some of the most, like Lou Ferragamo and all these guys, and I continued to watch it as I got older. But at this time, I was sitting there watching it with my pops, and I said, "Dad, man, that's what I want to do. I want to lift. I want to be like that. I want to get big. I want to get strong. I want to do that." And my dad was like, "Yo, hey, okay, well, it's gonna take some time. You do know it's gonna take some work and time. The guys put in a lot of time, and you're not just gonna get it all of a sudden." So I said, "Yeah, I still want that. Yeah, I think I could do that and put that time in and put the work in." So in '96, Christmas, since we're all in the Christmas time right now, I got arguably one of the greatest gifts I've ever gotten for Christmas in terms of a gift, being to me Christmas, birthdays, just because this changed my life forever. And my dad bought me my own waist set. It was a Gold's Gym waist set. I wore that thing out from 1996 December, basically when I really got going in January of '97. I never looked back. I was hooked from the first days of doing them, not really understanding too much, and watching my dad showing me how and to lift and bench and curl and squat and all that, and just start building that. I was going right into high school on top of that. So I come into high school and these kids, playing, trying out for the football team. And these guys are bigger than me and strong. And I knew I need to get in that weight room. And from there, like I said, I was hooked. I loved every bit of it. I loved the maturation process. I loved the work. I loved the grind. And it set me up for the rest of my life. And I'm not trying to exaggerate at all. But I understood the principles of lifting and working out. Like, I understood what I mean by that is, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And the harder you put into it, the more you get out of it. If you're halving it, you know what I'm saying, then you're going to get what you put in, which is half work. So you're going to get half results. If you sometime or kind of, you're going to get sometime and kind of work. To me, it made sense on, if I work out and put the time in, put the work in, how can I fail at this if I'm really committed to this, right? That was one of my biggest motivators. My second one, as a African American male, man, we are high up on every medical um, ailments in terms of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, heart attacks, strokes, black men and black women for that matter. But we are all in the top percentile amongst ethnicities in this country, and pretty much on the Western Hemisphere. We're top, and that's not a good thing. I seen my dad pass away from this. I've seen some of my dad's best friends. I've seen my uncles. I've seen some of my aunties pass away from simply, and I'm just being honest, simply not putting the work in and taking care of themselves in terms of physically going out for walks and exercising regularly, eating the right foods. My wake up call was actually when my dad was diagnosed with diabetes, a type 2 diabetes, and they began to amputate part of his foot and stuff. And I realized how real not taking care of yourself can really go to. And at that time, he had to change his diet. And they put him on oatmeal, they put him on, boiled eggs, whole grain toast, boiled chicken, baked chicken, rice. We was always eating vegetables and salads, but more less like ranch dressing and French dressing. It was more now into Italian dressing or vinaigrette dressings and stuff like that. And eating Cheerios and simple foods, right? That are not basically, and I could get into this later on, but complex carbohydrates, things that are not as broken down. When that changed my dad's diet, that inevitably changed my diet, forced me to change in terms of what I was eating. By this time that happened, I was about 17, 18, 19 years old. And seeing this, I said, well, if that works for my dad, and I was going to the doctor's visits, when the doctor was telling him, you're going to have to change this and that prompted me to think, okay, if this works, if this is going to work for him at his age, which we was about, 55 or so, getting close around that age, I said, well, why don't I start eating like that now? Like the quote unquote old man diet now. If I start eating that way now, how would this be when I get to be my dad's age or in my 30s and 40s and 50s? If I start doing that now and make it my norm. And from that point, that is when I started changing my diet and making it just my normal routine of eating Cheerios, eating oatmeal, boiled eggs and really modifying up the things that I eat, staying away from certain foods and stuff like that. Really trying to start in that discipline aspect in terms of, yes, I'm working out and I could live, but why don't if I marry that with a good, healthy diet, how that's going to benefit me moving forward later on in life. And ever since I did that, that was in 2001, 2002, that I really started to make a concerted effort in marrying the gym aspect of it, and then marrying with the food and taking care of my intake of what I'm bringing in and giving my body the good nutrients that it need, because we were young, you know what I'm saying? And when you're 17, 18, man, you could eat anything, burn it off, because your calories, you're still growing, you're still getting big. It's not a big deal. But I knew that as I get older, some of this stuff is going to change, because I seen the change in my dad, I seen the change in my uncles, I seen the change in my older cousins and stuff like that as they got older, but their diet was still the same as if they were young. So for me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep this diet, and this is something easy. I can do this all the time. I can't get tired of it. Eating PB&Js on wheat bread, tuna sandwiches, salads with all the greens in them, with celery and carrots and tomatoes and cucumbers and iceberg lettuce. And then I started adding spinach to it. Man, I was just, once I start figuring all that out and knowing how great, how good this was making me feel in terms of my energy, when I was out playing football, my energy was to recover was quick, right? I had that early. That hasn't changed. In fact, it's only gotten better because I see the results of doing that. But the the third wave between working out consistently, right? Then marrying my health, my food intake, my diet, right? And then adding to that was my mental, right? The mental aspect of this, and trying to remain and have a stress-free life as possible, stress-free as day to day. Uh, in order to get that, I had to actually, ironically, put myself through stressors, and working out and challenging and pushing myself to go through exhaustion and go through those progressions where I can mentally stay focused even when exhausted, even when I'm tired, right? How to stay in those things. I had to push myself through exercise, through diet to when I go out into the quote unquote real world, right? I know how to handle myself under those stressors, even though, they're at their highest. I have practiced it, I've trained it, I worked it to where it doesn't affect me so much because I practice and work on it. So when I start figuring that out, and by that stressor, sleeping getting good nights of sleep, staying away from not drinking too, not having an abundance of alcohol, not having abundance of other drugs or paraphernalia or anything that's legal, smoking and cigarettes and none of that. Kept away from all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I realized how good that made me feel each day, having a good solid 6 to 8 hours of sleep, staying consistent and not out partying, not over stressing. That doesn't mean that I just stayed in a room and confined and didn't go out. I did. I popped out and show out for sure, but every now and then it made it fun to do that. And then most of the time I kind of chill to myself and keep to myself, which I thought and I feel even to this day was one of the best things that I did at a younger age, because it's easy for me now. It's normal for me to just chill at home on a weekend, or to just go out for a walk, go out for a run, go work out, go train, just or relax, get a good stretch in, drink some water and relax. It's so much better for my health and long term that it made other things so easy in life, right? So what motivates me and why my origin and why I felt like this is something that's so beneficial, that it's important that I tell you guys to find that niche in terms of your gym. Marry your gym with the food that you're bringing into your system. Marry your gym and the food you're bringing in, and then with your overall mental psyche. Deplete those stressors that's in your life. Get some sleep, get rest, stretch. AKA stretching is also meditation, which is also yoga, which is also whatever spiritual practice you follow. Start putting those in place to where your body is in line. Your body needs that balance. And whatever, I'm not getting into no biblical thing and no religious thing, because everybody has their own, and I respect everybody's thing. Everybody has their spiritual journey or practice and all that, and salute you. If it makes you in line with being focused, right, and being less stressed, then you're in the right path. And if you're not, start to recalibrate in what's working and what's not working. But the biggest thing that I love so much is the gym gives me the control, right? I can control this. The gym and me working out, I control. You control. You dictate exactly how you want it to be done. Like I said earlier, if you put in that work, it's very difficult not to get the results that you want. It has to be a mindset. It has to be a lifestyle. Everything that I predicate is my workouts, and then everything else starts to follow after that. What I'm doing today in terms of my gym time, and not missing days, and not just justifying it off. You place so many things in your brain to not want to get up and to go work out. Every morning I get up at 4:30, get myself ready, hit the gym, come back, get ready for work, hit those 8 hours, come back, figure out what I want to do in case I want to train my kids, if I want to go out, want to look for other things to do, or I'm sitting here talking with y'all. But the workout has to be the workout. The standard is the standard. Everything else fall in place. What I'm saying to you guys is give yourself no excuse. Control what you can control. When you figure that out, because when we go out there in life, we can't control the rest of the things that go on there. In terms of our careers, in terms of our going out to work, friends, family, things that move us here, move us there. But that gym time, that workout time is what you have, right? And it just staying locked in on that controls and helps everything else. So my advice to you is figure out that niche and go in, push yourself as much as you can, because we only have this one life. For myself, that health and in my community, we're so strapped with that, and I don't see enough of us in these gyms and working out and taking care of and putting it all together. Okay, we go and lift, but then we go out and eating triple cheeseburgers and stuff like that, man. It's not good for our hearts over time, and especially as we get older, it becomes tougher. It becomes more tough to digest and break down. I'm not saying not to go out and have a hamburger with some bacon and all the trimmings on it, but moderation is everything, right? But I would hope that you put a lot more good in than not so good in. And coming off of Thanksgivings and turkeys and dressings and desserts and all of that, we really got to put forth that work after those eating, and knowing that, hey, it's going to put some work in. That stuff that you eating, you're going to put some work in. But it's just more so right now, just trying to get, like I said, just giving you that origin story of where I'm at, where was my past at, where I'm at present, and how this affects my future. And I make sure that my kids have that work ethic as well, in terms of having a good workout practice, taking care of yourself, taking care of your bodies and stuff now, because then it pays dividends later on in life, to where you're not broken down and you can't function and you can't do anything. The biggest thing that I wanted, in as I got older and became a parent, I wanted to be active in my kids' life. I wanted to be physically there and running and moving around and stuff like that, to where they can always count on me to just to be present, help them shoot basketball, run track with them, and be on the field with them and stuff like that. That's helped them out so much, because I'm present in their life, physically, mentally, there for them. With that being said, I don't want to get too much, and I don't want to rant, because it's not so much of a rant. This is so much more of a mental, just trying to give you some mental food in terms of how you should be attacking when you're going out there and you're working out, and applying what you're doing when you're working out. And don't just take it for 1 week. To keep going, keep pushing yourself, keep seeing the progress. Your body will respond to the progress that you're doing. It's what it is what it does, right? What you say and what you wanted to get it doing, it's going to do it, right? But you have to put that work in and give yourself no excuses and keep pushing forward. With that being said, I know I took a lot of your time. I appreciate you for sitting all the way through with this. I'm gonna keep punching these videos out, like I said. But with that being said, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to keep pushing this thing through. Like I said before in our first video, and I said it in the second video, I'm saying closing on this one and beyond. Who are you? What is your mission? And with that being said, peace. I love you. 1000 Gym Slasher.